Boom. How you all doing, muckers? And welcome back to the Midweek Mumble, or as Andrew puts it, the Wednesday Waffle. I might have to change it to the Wednesday Waffle instead of the Midweek Mumble. But I hope everybody's okay. So let's kick things off straight away with the usual spiel. So if you're under the age of 18, you need to click off because this is an over 18 channel and there will be swearing and profanity used. If you sat next to somebody who don't like swearing, don't click off, put some headphones on, which will be fantastic. Thirdly, it's been a really hot day here in the Midlands, so just took Nico Pico out for a walk, so he's absolutely shattered. So if you hear somebody snoring, it ain't nobody, none of our guests, it's the dog. So, first of all, we've got Kazo Moto here, who I'm wearing tonight, the Kazo Moto logo t-shirt. So how you doing, Kazo Moto? We've also got Stevie, Exeter Rider. We've also got Rev Bomb, Moto to Ireland, Andy Harrop, Picos Paul. How you doing, Mucker? I'm just want to say as well, whilst I got Picos Paul in the room, mate, my condolences go out to you, mate. So I'm going to leave that there. Ballatron, how you doing, Mucker? Me and him swap numbers. So yeah, me and him are going to be doing something hopefully the weekend. If you've not subbed to him, sub to him. Really good channel. Let's put him up there. So if you're not sub to Ballatron, sub to him. It's a really good channel. And as Rev said there, 8 day to Warbad. So yeah. So let's bring my guests on for this week. So we've got the lad that we met up with, who's starting to become one of my muckers. And we've got Phil.
An official mucker.
An official mucker now. You're gonna have to have that on your top now, mucker. So yeah, I can call you mucker and call Phil. So, so how you doing anyway, mate? All right?
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah.
All good. Right then, and then we've got Martin from Fentour. How you doing, mate? You okay?
Very good. Am I mucker as well?
Yeah, you mucker as well.
Oh, my thumb. Oh, there we go. You can see it now.
There you go. We found it in the end.
Excellent.
And then we got the other half of the Bionic Bikers. How you doing, mate? You all right?
Yep. Good evening.
So just to let you know, I asked Neil to take his glasses off because we look like fucking twins. So he's put a shade on. Look.
Just a little bit older.
Yeah, look like twins. So yeah, but now, welcome to the Midweek Mumble. So we're gonna start off with a little scenario that happened to me on Sunday. Me and Phil met up with Jay and Phil's son. We had a nice breakfast, didn't we, mate? We met at the cow shed.
You treated me to a nice breakfast.
I told you, mate. It's this perception of me is all wrong. But yeah, so we met up at the cow shed. Phil brought his son. He brought a lovely, is it a Moto Guzzi?
Yeah, Moto Guzzi V7 Classic.
Mate, it was absolutely beautiful. Absolutely stunning. But yeah, he come on that. So we all met up, had a bit of breakfast and a bite to eat and stuff. But as I was getting there, I was coming over the Peak District, and basically there was about 9 Harleys in front of me, all staggered, all with kind of jackets on and back patches and all the rest of it. But I overtook them all in one straight line. So I broke the pack up or nothing like that. Pardon me. So I overtook a lot of them. Got in front of them. Got to a T-junction. Stopped at the T-junction. The bloke pulled up next to me, and he was like, "Mate, you ain't supposed to overtake when we're in a pack." And I was like, "Mate, grow the fuck up, will you? Do you know what I mean? You're doing 45 mile an hour. I'm doing 60. We're on a 60 mile an hour road. So, you know what I mean? I ain't going to sit behind you guys with my bike doing 45 mile an hour." It was just one of them where, like, it was too fast for second and too slow for third. Do you know what I mean? I was up and down the gears, trying to gauge where I could get. But now, I know, Martin, you've got a Harley, and you ride in groups. Would that happen with you guys?
Well, I'm a road captain, so I lead a lot of the groups. So I had to lead the guys 480 miles the other Saturday in one go. That was hard work, without losing anybody. 10 guys behind me. But we go to the speed limit generally, or we don't hang around in terms of we don't break the speed limit because that's the Harley Owners Group rules. But if you want to overtake, we don't mind anyone overtaking. People want sports bikes, want to go a bit Larry, fine. We're cruising. So I would guess that they weren't Harley Owners Group. They were a more serious club that you encountered.
Yeah, I mean, like I say, I've been in a bike club, but we used to ride quite quick as a club. We wouldn't hang about as a club unless we was going through a specific area, or you wanted to make your presence known, kind of thing in an area. But and you're just like, there was nothing in front of them, and like I'm sat behind them, and you kind of feel like, come on, lads, you know what I mean? You're only doing 45. Come on, let's hurry it up a little bit. You know what I mean? But yeah, it was just one of them. I just felt really like, I wouldn't say pissed off, because it only annoyed me at the time. It did annoy me afterwards. I'd forgot about it afterwards. But you just kind of think to yourself, come on, guys, man. You know what I mean? If I was, it's like I've been on the motorway when you sat there in the middle lane and somebody overtakes you, you don't catch them up, flicking the V's or anything, do you? Just let them crack on. But I don't know whether it was one of them where they kind of feel like he needed to say something to kind of show his authority to the other groups, or to the rest of the group members, or what. I don't know. But I just felt that.
I think you should get your camera and go out and try and find these blokes and make some content out of it.
That's the thing. I never bought my cameras, did I, Phil? I never brought anything. I never put anything on. So I was just like,
you need to hunt them down and start getting some video of this. It'll be brilliant.
Oh, mate, I'll tell you, it was.
Can I take these glasses off now?
Yes, mate. Put my normal glasses on. So, well, go on.
I had a similar thing happen to me, but it was accidental. So when we came down through Hope Valley once, down where the Texaco petrol station is, down in Hope Valley, and there was a load of Harley riders at a red light with a car behind them, and I'm with a few mates, and I kind of, Joe, as you do when you see bikes at the front of the lights, you filter past the cars up to the bikes.
Yeah.
So I started filtering. And just as I'm filtering, light turns to green, the bike starts setting off, but the last bike there, hesitated. So I'm coming past the car with a bit of motion already going, and I'm like, well, he's not going. So I ended up tucking in just in front of him, which then obviously split the whole kind of pack. And I was ready to because they weren't going quick, so I was going to just pull out and go for it. But none of my mates would kind of pass this last ride, and I was a bit because I was oblivious to all this. I was like, what are they all doing? So I ended up hugging the curb. This guy goes past and gives me a right scowl. And then when we got to the cafe later on down at Brindleford, the Harley riders are all there, and this guy was glaring at me. And all my mates were going, oh yeah, you're not supposed to overtake him, And I was like, why not? It's just any other vehicle on the road. If he's going slower than me, then overtake.
I think most Harley riders are like me. They're not in a club. They are just Harley riders, or they're in the Harley Owners Group. So if you look at what's on the back, we'll have either nothing or we'll have Harley Owners Group, HOG. It says HOG. We're just nice blokes and women. And we're not going to be worried about any of that. As long as you're not doing something dangerous and cutting someone up or stupid, if you're riding sensibly and safely and we're going slower, overtake.
I have to say as well, most of the Harley riders groups, their ride outs are very, very, very well organised.
Yeah, we have to have insurance. We have to keep the speed limit. We're not even allowed a beer officially.
No.
So it's hard work. I wasn't meant to be leading this ride from. It was called Dawn to Dusk, so we went on the longest day or the day after the longest day of the year, from Lowestoft at sunrise to Land's End before sunset. So it wasn't a race, and we had to stop off and get stamps at various Harley dealers. Yeah. But the guy who was leading it had planned it all, dropped his bike, washing it, and bent the handlebar so he couldn't take it. So I had to lead the whole ride without any planning. And it was it was good fun. But we were doing a lot of filtering between Southampton and Exeter. That was tough. With 10 bikes behind you, making sure they're all keeping with you and filter at the same time. Yeah. And we were actually filtering past a lot of other bikes who were just sitting in the queues. I don't get why, but there we are. But we do, as Harley Owners Group, we do put a lot of effort into safety and keeping everyone happy together. We don't go fast because a lot of the riders, they don't want to go fast anyway. And if we keep to the speed limit, no one gets in any trouble.
No. Like I say, mate, it was just one of them. I just kind of sat there. If they would have been doing, 55, 60 mile an hour, then I'd have sat behind them because, I was just tootling along with my own pace anyway. I had my tunes on. I was just, just cruising along really. But yeah, when I sat there doing 45 on a 60 with nothing in front of them, I'm just like, oh, come on, lads. Do you know what I mean? And like I say, I could have been an absolute arse if I wanted to and overtake them in certain points where I did break the pack up. But I was just like, right, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wait for a nice long stretch so I can do it all at once, get it all out the way, and then it ain't affected anybody kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? But
they weren't foreigners, were they at all?
I don't know. No, the lad who spoke to me, he sounded like he was from Manchester. The lad who spoke to me.
Yeah, foreigners.
Well, they're a rough lot in Manchester,
Sorry, Manchester.
Oh, yeah, but yeah, it was just one of them. I was just kind of, I don't know. Like I say, it pissed me off at the time because I was like, "There's no need to say anything, mate. I've overtook you as a group. I do dangerously. I've waited for a massive long straight." And it's how like I've cut in really fast and nothing like that. You know what I mean? I'm looking in my mirrors. I've done it sensibly. And you kind of think, we've got to this T-junction and they've caught me back up because we've caught up. We've gone through a couple of little villages and I've caught up with some cars. And like I say, I'm just tooting along. Do you know what I mean? I ain't racing through and nothing at all. I'm just minding my own business. I don't think I've done anything wrong. And like I say, comes and, mate, what are you doing? You ain't supposed to overtake a group of Harleys like that. I was like, well, if you're doing speed limit, I won't have to. Do you know what I mean? Just fucking crack on. Just kind of fucking ride your ride. Don't worry about me. You do your shit. Well, yeah, it was just fucking, just like I say, it just pissed me off a little bit to begin with. But then I forgot about it by then. But I just thought it was a good talking point because obviously I know, like I say, I know, Martin, you've gone Harley. So I don't know whether that was something that you could put some light on too. But it must have been a bit more of a serious club.
Yeah,
thought there was a serious club.
It wouldn't be a hog group unless you'd done something dangerous. So it wouldn't be us.
Oh, fair play then. So what's everybody got planned for the weekend? Because it's supposed to be nice this weekend. Anybody got any ride outs or anything like that ready for the weekend?
Haven't thought that far ahead yet.
No.
I might have something planned. But I don't know whether I'm going to do it.
That sounds ominous. Go on, Phil.
Yeah. So I had my son did a load of BMX racing, and as one of the dads, I was like, "Oh, this looks ace." So I kind of got an old BMX because I used to do it back in the old 90s. So I got a 90s BMX. I did one race meeting, absolutely wiped me out. Anyway, I haven't done it in 2 years, and then the club got in touch with us and said, "We're doing like a one-off 80s, 90s BMX vintage race. Do you fancy doing it?" And there's like 150 quid up for grabs for whoever wins. So I'm a bit like, do it. But then the wild bad's the week following, and I'm like, the worst injury I've ever had was doing that racing stuff. So
yeah. Yeah. So that's and it all. You always get injured when you're due to do something as well. Do you know what I mean?
I know, that's it, isn't it?
The time that you don't want to get injured is the time that you'll get injured doing something, isn't it?
The red mist comes down, doesn't it? That's the problem.
Well, yeah, I have that quite often when I'm riding the bike. But yeah, go on then, Neil. What you got planned? What you got coming up?
Well, my missus has just gone. We're officially going to be homeless after this weekend, and it's pretty scary stuff for us at the moment. We've got to get out of this house. We haven't got nowhere else to go, and we've decided we're going to stay at our son's for a few days, and then we're packing up the bikes, and we literally just don't know what's going to happen to us at the moment. And it sounds a bit far-fetched, but it's absolutely 100% the truth. I do not know what's going to happen to us. We're literally on the bikes. That's it. So probably by Monday, Tuesday, we'll be just trying to sort out where we're going to go, what we're going to do, how we're going to do it. And we've just literally said, fuck it, we're just going. So it's really, never been homeless in my life. Always had a house, and it'll be the first time either of us have done anything like this. So there's a lot of things that have led us to this point. And it's part of the reason I haven't done a lot of biking sort of this year or the last year, because of work and house problems and problems with, health and things. But now we're in a place where we can say, yeah, actually, we can just go. So it's literally pack up what we can on the bikes, and that's it. Don't know what we're doing, where we're going. Would you say, Liz? Oh, I thought she shouted something at me. Sorry. So that's it. How did you come to that decision? At what stage did you go? The both of you go? Yeah. Well, as you know, our kids are grown up.
Yeah.
I've had houses and mortgages all our lives. We moved out from London up to Lincolnshire, and we bought a place up here. It isn't quite what we thought it would be. We really seeking a bit of adventure, to be honest with you. You get a lot of people that buy RVs or caravans and they go off touring on them, and that's not really us, We like the biking side of things, and we tried to buy. For 2 years, we've been juggling buying a house and selling this house for 2 years. Someone would buy it, then it'd fall through. We'd go to buy another house, it'd fall through. And I think we've probably tried to buy about 6 houses, and every single time something's come along and gone, we find out something on the plans, like there's shared access and no, you've got certain rights over the house, or we find something wrong with the house, like there's running sand underneath and there's this and there's that. So every single time we've just been like, we've lost thousands. Literally, we've lost thousands. We moved everything out of our house, moved it into a container. The house didn't go through. We had to move back into our house, slept on the floor, got a few bits back, got more bits back, sold the house again, moved it all back, and then it didn't go through. And Lizzie's saying to me, and this is really Lizzie, she said, do you know what? I've always wanted to just go. I don't want bricks and mortar anymore. I just want to go. I just want to fuck off and enjoy my life and have an experience that I've never, ever had before. Like be that, no safety net, basically.
No, I'm mad.
Yeah. And I was like, I don't know if I can do it. I like my safety net. I plan things, Like if I go on a biking trip, I have to have, a torch, a backup torch, a head torch. I always have to have these little backups. I ain't gonna be able to do any of that. So I'm like really now out of my sort of comfort zone.
Yeah,
massively. And that's it, man. We've got no plan. We've literally got probably ride around England for a little while and then go down into Spain, France, Portugal. Who knows? Don't know. So pretty scary.
It is scary, mate, but at the same time, it's an opportunity once in a lifetime, mate, that you're never going to fucking get back. You know what I mean? So if I say anything, I'd say fucking go and enjoy it, man. Try and enjoy it. Do you know what I mean? Try and enjoy that bit, that safety net that you haven't got. Enjoy that.
We've got things like, obviously, I've got probably, like, we've all got health issues, you know what I mean? We've got a few health issues. We need to manage that as best we can on the road. So you know, you can tell I'm being from my voice. I'm like, the more I'm thinking about it, the more.
Let's do it.
She's all right. She's like, let's just go. She wants to be a full-on gypsy, you know. And I think so. To fully answer your question, it's a series of steps that have pushed us, and life has kind of said to us, "You ain't buying an house. You ain't buying an house. Why do you want an house? Why do you want a house? You're not going to get this one. You're not going to get this one. You're not going to get this one." And in the end, you think life's trying to tell me something now, isn't it?
Yeah, he's not listening to me, so the universe is just taking it all away and telling him he's doing it now.
Fair play.
So that's pushed us to this place, and we thought, right, okay, we'll film our ride and we'll just go, don't we?
Yep.
So
that's going to be epic, guys. That's going to be fucking epic.
It's on what's going to happen, Piggy.
Mate, genuinely, you'll probably have that many people. I'm really envious of you guys just being able to just go.
So you don't think we're crazy?
I don't think you're crazy now, mate. If I could, I've said this to my missus before in the past. I went, let's just sell up and fuck off. Let's just. The thing is, it's like for me, like my like I don't live with my family. I live with my nan, so I don't really need anybody. As long as I got my missus and my kids, I don't need anybody. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. But then on the flip side of the coin, if me and my missus split up, then I wouldn't rely on my missus because I know I can do everything myself. So I'm like all self-contained. So I'm like, I ain't bothered. If I ain't got anybody, then sound I can go and do whatever I want. Do you know what I mean? But I'd be quite up for just going, let's just get rid of everything, sell everything, open house, get rid of everything, and let's go.
Well, I'll ask everybody's opinions. At the moment we've got 2 Royal Enfield Interceptors, and as much as I absolutely love that bike, and I really, really do love it, it ain't going to be enough really for packing everything I want, because we're going to have to take a tent and we're going to have to take everything we need on one bike. Life's too short. Yeah, that's great. Thank you. So we're thinking about different bikes. I don't want to go down the standard adventure bike route. We want to get something different, maybe, to take us along our way. So I don't know, people have got ideas on a decent, reliable sort of bikes. I mean, we've thought about Harleys, we've thought about lots of different things, haven't we?
I think what you got to look at is depends what you're going to be doing. Is it all road, or are you going to be doing a little bit of, even if it's just dirt or a bit of gravel or something like that? Do you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, what you want something that's going to be light enough, something like a 500 or something like that. That's light enough that if you do drop it, or either of you drop it, you can get away with you picking it up. I mean, like, my bike fell over at the ABR festival, mate, and genuinely, I nearly shit my spleen out fucking picking it up. It was I was fucking red raw, honestly.
Lizzie's allergic to gravel. In fact, that's her road name, gravel. So as much as I like gravel paths and doing the adventure bike and stuff, I don't think we're really going to do much of that. So
hold on the one arm.
And because obviously Lizzie's riding with one arm, so she's got the bionic arm thing, but it's a bit difficult when you're doing that for more than about 20 minutes, isn't it?
So here's a question for Lizzie then. Are you going to have a DCT bike, or are you going to go with a geared bike?
Good question.
I'm toying between at the moment. I'm not sure. I've had the DCT before, haven't I? And if the paddle is on the left-hand side, so if I wanted to quickly go down a gear, it was a bit of a challenge, wasn't it? So that's why I went and redone my test to have a geared bike. So I don't know.
So about something then, like, excuse me, but unlike my bike, so once my bike's rolling, so I've got the quick shifter up, but I've also got the downshifter. So once the bike's rolling, you don't actually need to use the clutch once it's rolling, because you've got the downward shifter and the upward shifter.
We looked at the recluse clutch.
We are looking at that. We're looking at the recluse clutch as well. You know, if we went down the Harley route, for instance, you can put a recluse clutch in there. I don't know if anyone's like has got good experience, any experience with them, but
guy I'm friends with, he's got one of those on his Harley and gets on just fine. He had a stroke, so he can't use his hand properly. Yeah, and it works really well for him.
Yeah. So yeah, we've looked into that, and I think it's just a bit of a bummer for Liz, really, because if she wants to get a bike, she's got to have it adapted, and it costs.
There is
thousands, really.
New Honda CBR 650R.
Yeah,
my friend David's got, and he loves it because you can use the clutch, and then you can turn the clutch off and just ride away.
Yeah, I've seen that. That looks really good.
He absolutely loves it, and it's £100 option when you buy it. £100 extra for that clutch.
The e-clutch.
That's supposed e-clutch, to be really call it. Yeah. So he's a big fan, David.
Yeah. The thing is, as well, like if Lizzie does a lot of riding, you have to appreciate that on one hand, if you work in the clutch, the accelerator, the brake, all on one hand, it gets very, very. I mean, it's difficult with a clutch with both hands going through traffic and long days. Yeah. So it's going to be tough, but
it's a pity.
Sorry, I was going to say this hand isn't that strong either because I had a tendon transfer on my thumb, so it's quite weak on this side as well. So long journeys do tend to be a bit of a pain in the butt.
I was going to say, because obviously when I raced, we had a rear thumb brake. You know what I mean? So I'm just wondering whether they could adapt it so that your gears, so rather than on the gear shifters on your left hand, they could put it like a thumb brake for your right. Yeah. So when you're accelerating, you could just click through the gears.
Do you know what, Ryan? We've been through so many experts over the last sort of 7 years. Yeah. Even people that said they could do this, blah, 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 and we actually get there. And what happens is, what people don't take into account is, myself as an engineer, I could say, all I need to do is do this and do that, and there you go, you've got this. And then Lizzie comes along with her hand, puts it onto the bike and goes, well, that's no good because you've done it for someone kind of your size. You haven't adapted it to my size.
Yeah.
You know, and then you have to start to re-engineer it so it has to be tailored. It has to be tailored exactly right to the person, whoever you are, man, woman, whatever. And we've found that different combinations, haven't we, don't always work for how you like it.
The switch gear and leaning over.
Yeah, because when you've got the bulk of the switch gear and then you put extra switches on it, trying to reach those switches with a small thumb, you start.
Yeah, you've got the indicators and stuff as well, haven't you?
Yeah.
Get a BMW. You don't indicate then. You've been fucking all right.
That's right.
That's why the Harley riders are annoyed with you. You didn't even indicate.
Yeah, there you go. Get a sidecar.
Yeah.
Tip over.
Yeah.
I've never ridden with a sidecar, actually.
Oh, could you imagine that? There's 2 fatties in it. That'd be quite funny, actually. I'd get stuck.
I'll be able to get out of the sidecar.
Yeah. So, but that genuinely, I'm really. I'm buzzing for you, honestly. Because that's something I'd love to do. I've said this to the missus before. Like I say, I'd love to just go, right, I'm having 3 months off work. Where you going? I don't know. I'll message you. And I'm gone.
So wherever the wind takes.
We'd like to come and meet different people as well. Like you guys have been really good to us on here, and Rev Bomb and that. And we obviously as soon as we get going and get things sorted out, we'd obviously like to come and meet up with you guys because you've been really good on the channel and that. So we would love to meet up with you, wouldn't we?
Yeah.
You'll
have to like I say, I've obviously we talk on Insta and stuff, but and we've got obviously a number now. So if you're local, you don't want to come to Wolverhampton because your fucking stuff will get nicked. But if you're close, if you're close, I'll come and meet you.
We'll just ride by it. All right, Brian.
Yeah. Don't get stopping, whatever you do. Even the dogs hang around in twos around here, mate. Honestly. So yeah, but no, mate. Honestly, that is you've got an opportunity there, mate, to do something absolutely special, genuinely. Just the two of you. Do you know what I mean? And just genuinely, just fucking go and enjoy yourself.
The day,
Go and enjoy yourself.
One doesn't know how long we've got to the coffin arrives, so
No.
make the most of it.
I said that today, didn't I?
Absolutely.
We
I
don't
said
know.
that.
Yeah.
But it's literally she's the one who's pushing me more for it. I'm a little bit more sensible, you know.
I'm not.
I like my backup plan, and you know, always have a plan B and an exit route and things like that. You know, I've always done that, except for a few times when I was younger. But as you get older, I think you do become a little bit more cautious. And maybe this is something for a lot of guys and ladies that are out there. When you get into your 50s, and a lot of people are winding down, and now all of a sudden we're revving up and coming out of our comfort zone to just do something you'd normally do in your 20s. You know.
I mean, the thing is, what you'll probably do now is like if you watched. I mean, there's two guys I watch religiously who is one man, one bike. Who he's in his 60s, in his you know what I mean, mid-60s, and he went down to Morocco on his own. Yeah, and he did all that on his own.
Yeah.
With no prior knowledge, nothing at all. Got on his bike, packed his bike, and rode down there.
Yeah.
And the other one is Stefan, who's Motor Travel UK. He's another one. Just picks his bike up and off he. I mean, he's in the Americas now. He's heading into. I messaged him today, and he's heading into Argentina at the moment. He's just right next to the border of Argentina, and he's another one who's just like, fuck it, let's go. I've got some money behind me.
Yeah.
Let's go into somewhere. Let's go and see somewhere that I've never seen before. Let's go and experience people and talk to people that I'd never have the opportunity to ever see or to ever speak to ever.
Well, we'd like to be able to get over to America, wouldn't we? At some point, we did say that you could spend forever just riding around there, couldn't you? You know, but we would love to be able to get over to there.
It's all the tours that we've asked and for a bit of help. They've just considered me a bit of a risk.
Yeah. So if anybody knows,
high risk.
Honestly, I can't tell you how difficult it is to be able to get Lizzie to hire a bike when we go abroad, because nobody caters, not that we know of, but nobody caters for disabled riders. Now, I say that only to my knowledge. You know, yes, Australia, Kazamo, we're 100%. Australia, New Zealand, maybe if we survive. But yeah, so. Like, we want to go over to America, hire a bike. She can't hire a bike. She can't hire a bike.
So could she hire a trike?
She won't ride a trike. She wants to ride a bike.
If you can't ride a bike, you know what I mean? So, well, at least a trike is a car license.
It's a good idea, but if you can ride a bike, and I said to you, ride a trike, you'd say, no, I want to ride a bike. I'm a bike rider. And so...
But what I'm saying is that's out of your hands then. If they say, right, you want to ride a bike, and they say no, then at least you've got an option there.
My first ever bike, I bought a American Virago import, USA import. This guy brought in from bought a container full of them back from Florida or somewhere. But the story behind my bike was, someone bought it in California, then they rode it to Florida and sold it to a local dealer, and basically it got the money back at the end of the ride. Yeah. So it wasn't a really new bike, but just buy a second-hand reasonable bike, ride it around, and sell it at the end. It'd be a lot cheaper than hiring it, I should think, if you're there for a few months.
I've seen people do that. Yeah.
To be fair, I was because I want to go to Australia because I want to do a BMW rally in Australia.
Yeah.
But to ship my bike over there is more expensive than me flying over myself.
Yeah.
So it's about £1,000 return for me, and it's about $13.70 for my bike. Yeah. So I was actually thinking, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to fly over, buy a BM over there,
and sell it.
Do the 10-day trail, or the 10-day rally. Have a week extra because I've got my one of my best mates over there, Stevie. We've also got Kazamos over there that I really want to see. So, get over, have a couple of days with each of them, and then fly back. But in them as soon as I've done it, just get rid of it, just sell it, just go back, or even say, right, like a bit like you, see if you can hire one. But if I can't hire one, then I'll just buy one.
Hire costs are pretty high anyway.
Yeah,
per day.
They are, aren't they? Yeah, you're talking about. See, this again going back to, because Lizzie needs to have an adapted bike. It's very difficult to get a bike for her to use. If they did something like,
I'd ride the DCT if I can find someone that's got the DCT.
Yeah, what's the Honda one that you had?
The
NC. No, the other one, the Honda Rebel. So the Honda Rebel or the NC750. You've had both of them, haven't you? So if you can hire one of them out there, but you want to ride a Harley, don't you?
Bike's a bike.
Down Route 66. But it's very difficult to actually find somebody. You phone up the bigger companies. I think it's like, is it Orange and Black? And
it's more the insurance side as well, isn't it?
And the insurance side, they don't want to know. They don't want to touch it, do they?
So I'm just wondering then if you can get your own insurance and then hire the bike.
Yeah, I think we'd have to, Brian.
Do you know what I mean? Because at least then all you're doing then is hiring the bike. You ain't got to ask them for the insurance. You can say, I've got my own insurance. I don't need the insurance because I'm insured for X, Y, and Z. I don't know, fucking 50 grand or whatever. Do you know what I mean? And at least then they've got no reason not to fucking hire a bike there because you've got your own personal insurance. Does that make, I don't know, that makes sense? I don't know. I don't know whether you can.
If I could get the DCT, you wouldn't have to say anything about the insurance. Just go straight and get it.
Yeah, just go and get it.
Yeah.
Just
is there any way of kind of seeing if there's anyone out in America who's has the same situation and has had to adapt to Harley?
So that's where we're at the moment, isn't it? We're trying to contact a few different places that may.
Some of the veteran stuff and things like that. Some of the veterans have got connections out there, and the NABD. The National Association for Bikers with Disability. They do a lot of things, but I don't know whether they've got an American part.
That's the thing with the biking community is, a lot of us are all out to help each other, and you might find someone out there who's like, I've got a bike, it's been adapted, if you want to use it type thing. So just to raise motor life, he's just raised the question there. It's not about it's about renting a bike that's suitable for Lizzie's needs.
Can we all just say what is Lizzie's needs?
Show him your arm. Yeah, she's mental.
I have a bionic arm. I'm switched off at the moment.
So Lizzie rides with a left arm prosthetic. She is actually the only person, I think, in the world who's going to be doing these rides with this bionic arm. So it means that obviously she doesn't have the same. I mean, she would argue this, obviously, but it's obviously very different to ride a bike that's set up for two-handed people when you're one-handed. So the bike has to be adapted. So you couldn't just go over to America and say, I want a bike adapted so that I can ride it. They're not going to do that. But she could just get on a DCT, as we said earlier. You could, no problem, renting a DCT. They'd be absolutely fine. She wouldn't even need to say anything about her arm. You could just get on it and go, couldn't you? But if you want to ride a Harley down Route 66, and that's something you've always dreamed of since you was a little girl, there ain't no fucker out there providing that experience for someone who's got a disability. It's like really strange, And
if there is, we haven't found them yet, have we?
We haven't found them, and we've got a lot of contacts, and we've gone out to people like Adam Sandoval over in America to ask him, because he's got a massive network of people, and he's quite good though. He's trying, but it's difficult for him to find anything, and he's like one of the top guys aside from Matt Laidlaw and that, to be able to help us to get to do something like that, which is.
Well, it was hard enough to get one to do my test in the first place, wasn't it?
Yeah. There's been a lot of prejudice, actually. So is it prejudice or just... It's not prejudice.
Discrimination.
It's kind of like a lot of sort of backhanded discrimination against people who do have disabilities trying to pass their motorcycle riding test. And it's something that's not talked about very often. But we certainly came up against... it's something like, let me try and explain. You want to book your test, but you have to book a double session, and you have to pay for a double session. And it's like, well, why do you have to book a double session? Well, because you're disabled. Well,
apparently you need longer time. You're not going to have longer time to stop, or you still have to do all the manoeuvres.
So when you try to book a double session, it's very hard to get a single session, let alone a double session. And then all these things start to come in. Like, it's like, well, actually, you're stopping me from being able to do something just like anybody else, and I can do it like them. But you're because of your rules and regulations, you're making me take twice as long and pay twice as much. So there's a lot of that still in the motorcycling world. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's the DCT.
So all getting a bit serious, isn't it?
No, it's good. No, but it's good because at the end of the day, we're just dying out though. At the end of the day, you know what I mean? And like, it's good now because possibly there might be somebody out there now who could go, we can sort something out for this. For example, like Ray's moto, he lives in America. He could say, right, okay, sounds. I'll hire your motorbike for fucking Route 66 for 3 weeks, whatever you want to fucking do. Do you know what I mean? So somebody watching this may be able to do that. There's, I have got people who are watching in America, so you don't know what comes out of it. Do you know what I mean? So, at the moment you're in a bit of a pickle, but you might not be. By the time you get there, you might not be.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Or they may be able to direct us to someone.
Yeah. Like I say, there's. I've had it before where I've let people use my bike when they're struggling, or cameras, or fucking people slept in my garage, and do you know what I mean? It's just what the biking community do. If you're saying, "Oh, I'm going to do Route 66, we're going to be 3 weeks," somebody could just go, "Sounds. I've got 2 bikes. I've got a fucking BM and an Harley.
Yeah.
If you insure it, as long as if you bend it, you mend it. If you crash it, you buy it. That's it."
Yeah.
As long as you're insured, I ain't bothered.
You know what it's like? It's like there's all these rules until something comes to the forefront. And I don't know what it was, but yeah, so Exeter Rider, yeah, I appreciate that. They say it's hard for the underwriters because our son's an underwriter, actually. So we know about insurance and bike insurance. We're really familiar with all that. But the truth of it is, if you actually went on the news and said you're prejudiced against disabled riders, and it all come out, you could have a field day with it. You really could.
There you go. Ray's Motor said you're looking into it for you.
Thank you, Ray's Motor Life. We appreciate that.
Good lad he is as well. He's to be fair, me and Ray started our channels and our lives about the same time. So I've supported him and he's supported me. So cheers, Mucker. I appreciate that. Thank you, mate.
Yeah, thanks very much. Just reach out to us through Brian. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, or he's on Insta, so just look for the Bionic Bikers on Insta and follow each other. But yeah, it's fucking brilliant though. Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day, you shouldn't be discriminated against just because you've got an injury. At the end of the day, is what it is. Yeah. They could say that about me riding with PTSD. I could have quite easily smashed that lad up. I probably could have smashed them all fucking 9 of them up if I wanted to. But
that's the thing, Brian. I mean, we say a lot of the stuff we like to promote physical and mental awareness. So you can't see when somebody has, a PTSD issue. You can't necessarily differentiate that from somebody else. You can jump on a motorcycle, you can do what you want. But if someone has a physical disability, you can see it and you can prejudice against it. Although people are not, let me get this right, people are not actually going out their way to be prejudiced against.
No, it's because it's different.
The rules and regulations and laws.
Yeah, don't understand it.
They don't understand it.
It's ignorance at the end of the day. It's not having the fucking knowledge of it, basically. So that they see you and just go, fucking, hold on a minute. How are you going to do this? They're not asking you, the right questions. For example, how long have you been riding for? What have you read previously? What, you know what I mean? Straight away, they're on the defensive. And I think that's just lack of knowledge, really. And I think that's with most disabilities.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. There's hopefully we can, maybe Lizzie can bring a little bit more awareness about it, because there's a lot of bikers with disabilities who reached out to you as well. and they're asking the same questions, you know. So it's something that will get brought to the forefront eventually, won't it? Hopefully. So
yeah, there's one for you already. So Ray said, look up rider share.
I've heard about that, Ray. I've heard about that. A guy I know, he picked up a bike in California, rode around on it for a few weeks, and then dropped it back off.
There you go. Might connect with her. There you go.
Yeah, that's brilliant.
Have you got that down? Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. Thanks for that, good. Blake's Pipes. That's really helpful. Thank you.
No, like I say, you know, it might sound daft, but bringing it up, you know what I mean? A problem shares a problem half. So I used to say to me.
It's amazing what the internet can do, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
The right people talk to the right people.
Sometimes you take for granted just going out to your garage, jumping on your bike, and going out for a ride. And for some people, you know, it's not that simple. You know, there's a lot of other factors they have to consider as well. You know, you're not only thinking about your tire pressures and your oil and things like that. It's like, you know, how's my leg going to work on this? How's my wrist? How's my arm? How's this? My back?
My arm charged up?
Is my arm charged up? Is it like
is it on the trickle charge?
There's just thinking there's a very good channel, you might already watch it to inspire you to go there, called 2 Lane Life. Have you guys seen that one?
No. Is that with a number 2?
Number 2 Lane Life on YouTube. Now they do all sorts of rides. I'm not sure if they're linked to a hire company, but I bet if you reached out to them, they probably may have some advice. I don't know, but they're a fantastic channel and makes you want to go there and ride a Harley. Yeah.
like I say, you know, it's just one of them. It's just it helps. Do you know what I mean? You know,
well, that's what's good about your channel, Brian. You know, you're connecting really good people together. That's what we've noticed. I mean, like really good, down to earth, you know, riders basically.
Cheers, Jed. Appreciate that.
No, it's really good.
Even if I didn't even realise I wasn't even following you on Instagram until today.
Quick, follow him.
I'm like,
I've just put the link in the chat.
Okay.
The channel.
Oh yeah, at 2 Lane. At 2 Lane Life.
I don't know if they're better help, but you'll enjoy watching their videos.
Find out things.
Yeah. There's one then. So, if you do, can a full bike, can a full license be done on a DCT? So surely you can only ride a DCT if you pass the DCT.
I'll tell you a story about that. So Lizzie was riding. So when she first started, just quickly, she never went on a 125. Because she had to adapt a bike, it seemed silly doing a 125 and then
just to move up
to a 600cc bike. And by the way, we both used to work at a bike school. So Lizzie used to basically run the school and I was an instructor, or training to be an instructor anyway. So what happened was she had an SV650, basically started off, done that, CBT and everything on that. And then it got a little bit difficult, didn't it?
Because the wrist on the prosthetic didn't move. So I was coming across all these problems when it was actually the wrist on the prosthetic.
Side to side like this. So what she did, she got a bit frustrated with it.
I could go forward, but I couldn't.
And to get her bike license, she done it on a DCT. So she did an automatic license.
Yeah.
So she had an NC750 and then a Honda Rebel, and then she decided, look.
No, the Honda Rebel was not the DCT.
No, it wasn't. So you had an NC750 DCT. But then, like anybody else, it's like, well, I want a choice of any bike. Why should I just be restricted to that sort of bike? I want to be like, you know, I want to have a Harley or a BMW or whatever. Yeah. So she went back and done another test on the manual side. So she's actually done 2 bike tests. You passed it first time, didn't you? So she actually did 2 bike tests. So now she rides
manual,
but adapted to one side, which is blooming hard to ride, I tell you.
I was just thinking about that there. Just thinking about how much you, when you ride, you do with both your hands.
Yeah.
To do on one.
So your counter steering, would be counter steering and whatever the opposite version of counter steering is on the same side. Yeah, so if you push and pull, you'll get the two opposites on one side. You know that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you do, because the prosthetic hand is on the other side, she has you have stabilization. So she has stabilization on the other side, so she can at least push a little bit, but you tend to just ride on one side. And I remember ages ago, Lizzie said to me, I could ride one-handed, right? We all can. Take one hand off and you're off down the road, keep it in third gear, and you pretty much you can go away. But tie your arm behind your back so you can't bring it back at all to stabilize yourself. And I tell you what, the view of riding it's very different. And we used to have instructors as well that say, yeah, I can ride your bike, I can do that. You ain't. First time we got to do it, went straight through a red light, didn't it?
So there you go. Yeah, I'm having some great questions now. So how do you indicate? Is it on the right hand side or is it on your left?
I do that.
She either puts her left arm out to go left, or she goes like that, and I indicate behind her.
Oh, so you just sit behind her.
Yeah.
I have had all the indicators and everything. I haven't had the Royal Enfield changed at the moment because I just don't seem to be gelling with that one for some reason.
No.
Okay.
But on my other bikes, I had everything put onto the right hand side. So I had throttle, clutch, front brake, indicators, horn, everything. Yeah.
Gets a bit complicated though. Yeah. It's a lot of things to think about. You're rolling off the throttle and you're on the brake, and then you've got to drop down the gears. And then you've got to indicate, mirror signal. It's kind of keeping the throttle and letting the clutch out that was the issue to start with, weren't it?
Yeah. I suppose that's almost like, I don't know if you guys have rode a Lambretta, but when you ride a Lambretta, you have to put it in gear and then let it out all at the same time, don't you? So it's a bit fucking strange on that. But fair play to you. If you've done it, fucking fair play to you.
For me, I don't know any different. So, I'll go... it's easy for me to do, but when you've got on it, you sort of like, I can see his brain worry going, well, where's the clutch? And which one's the clutch again? So he kind of double up all the time, didn't you?
So that's the other thing as well. Although it sounds complicated kind of to somebody who's ridden a bike the way you would ride a bike with both hands on the on your handlebars and use your clutch and your brake, your brain is completely wired naturally for that. Well, Lizzie's is wired completely differently. So the way that she rides with it all on one side is actually natural to her.
That's just normal.
That's normal.
So here's one for you, Lizzie, then. So obviously I used to race. So do you use your body, or Neil, can you see Lizzie using her body more for the corners and stuff like that than you would do normally, if that makes sense? Does that make sense?
I hold on with my knees a lot as well. So
push with the knees.
So do you obviously do you use a lot of your body going through the corners and stuff like that to get the count?
I'm still learning the corners.
But you must do, because obviously you've only got riding with your one arm, but
it's literally shifting the bum over as well.
If you're rocking your arse over from side to side, because obviously all of that is shifting the momentum over, from the bike to move slowly moving the bike over. Yeah. So that was just something I've just thought about, because I was just like,
it's exactly how it works. Yeah, but it took me a while to be able to get my head around actually doing that when I first started as well. So
it is a heavy bike.
It is a heavy bike. Yeah, I went to the Lake District.
At the end of the day, I think I genuinely think by the time you get over to either America or Australia, you'll have some good point of contacts and some good calls, or if not, the people who have said get in contact with people, they might go, we don't know any. Well, I can't do it, but I know somebody who can, or I know somebody else who could help, or something. So
I think going back to your idea of meeting people, if
tell Leanne, do it.
Videoing it on the way, and just discovering different people, it makes really interesting viewing, I think. So you'll probably get quite a following. So by the time you get to America, you'll probably have a lot of help.
Yeah.
Unless you go there first.
We'll be a proper couple of hobos by then, wouldn't we?
I think now we've kind of got to the point where, like, fuck it, let's see what a couple of old 50. Well, I'm an old 50-year-old. You're not. What can we do? Before
Neil's already took the look on by the looks of it.
waited to get a knee replacement as well, so I don't know how I'm going to factor all that in. That's got to like, I'm putting that off. I've said to my consultant, like, mate, I can't do it now, and literally it's bone on bone, but I'm prepared to just keep that at bay. I can manage it, can't I? And just to go, to do it now, because I know after I've had the knee surgery, it's not going to be so easy for a while. So.
No.
Need a house to recover in, not a motorbike for a while, I guess.
Yeah.
Honestly, you wouldn't believe how our life is sometimes. It is just been crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
And this last couple of years has just been like just mental. Absolutely crazy. It really has. But it also seems to be pushing us this way. So
I'd thrive on it, mate. Genuinely. I'd fucking chuck your shit against the wall, mate. Pack your stuff and fucking go. Fucking go and start living up here instead of down here. Fucking go for it. You know what I mean?
It's surprising how much gear you accumulate as well. Like, to get rid of it. Training logo that uses DC bikes.
They don't have them.
No, they don't have DC.
I had to buy my bike before I done my test.
There isn't anywhere, mate, that does DCT bikes. And this is what we were saying, see. A lot of schools, I mean, I'm sure you might find the odd one, because there's a guy called Talon Skills.
Yeah.
He's a guy who, I think he's missing a right limb, is he, right arm? But he specialises in disabled riders. So I don't know if he has a DCT bike, but his name's Talon. He's very, very like a racer and everything. And
I was going to say, I raced with somebody called Talon who was he was in a wheelchair, so he couldn't use his legs.
Yeah.
So they used to clip his feet in to the pegs, and then when they started on the start line. So what they used to do is that they used to roll him out the pits, and then as he come back round, get him on his grid, but his grid was always either to the left or to the right. They'd never be in the centre of the grid, so somebody could hold him. And then as soon as the lights went out, they'd push him and just fucking move off. But what you found was everybody who raced, they'd never overtake him on the first initial straight. You know what I mean? So then if you sat behind him, it was kind of a given that you are going to undertake him, because obviously somebody's holding the fucking bike.
No, that's
because like experience days and things like that. The tracks, didn't they?
Yeah, I should think if anybody's got I mean, it's difficult. Look, if you live in Birmingham and somebody's teaching, biking on with a DCT in, I don't know, Cornwall, you're going to have to drive down there for a week and stay there, and you've got to pay all that money and do your lessons. And
there you go. There's a fucking great opportunity for somebody to start a school with just DCT. There you go.
Yeah,
or just DCT bikes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fucking do that myself. I'm gonna fucking start one.
There we go.
There you go. We're not buying a house. We're going to start a motorbike school.
Yeah. That's what I'd do. Get a caravan.
Slightly changing the subject.
Sorry.
No, it's all right. No, it must be a delay in the voices or something. You go first.
Okay, so when I was doing my test, I had to actually buy the DCT bike as well before I could go and do the test. So I've had to buy a bike each time I wanted to do my test, haven't I? And I can't test ride anything either. So it's like, that looks nice. I'll just have that.
Nice.
Yeah, but that's the hard part of the DCT.
I was going to say the new Lego GSA has got an auto box option.
Oh yeah, it has.
I quite fancy that.
Yeah,
which one?
What bike was
that?
The new 1300 GSA.
Oh,
yeah, it's got an auto. So as soon as one arrives at Peterborough, they've promised that I can be the first to have a go. So that should be fun. But that's not until next year.
Well, they're not coming to the country till November, aren't they? The first one's going to the NEC bike show, the reckon.
Yeah, I think there'll be sort of early New Year for the demos to arrive at the dealers.
Yeah.
So yeah, it looks. I think it might look quite good when you get to see it in the flesh. But a lot of people have been making stick symbols, haven't they? with the look of the new GSA.
I do think that when they've brought it out with no stickers on and nothing, it looks fucking horrendous. It looks like the back of a fucking larder. But I've seen one with all stickered up, and it looks completely different. It looks really smart.
Yeah, all the big alley cases and stuff, it starts to look the bollocks, I think.
Yeah.
See, I like the look of it. I saw it on a forum somewhere, and like it must have been 1,000 people all going, "Oh, that's crap! It's horrible! It's disgusting! It's this." And I thought, I ain't saying anything because I quite like it.
I must admit, like the box shape with the colours how they've done it. You know, for me, we're all different with bikes, are we? Do you know what I mean? But the first thing you want to look at a bike and say, "That's my bike." But with that, I looked at it and I was like, the colours just seem really bland and fucking plain and fucking boring. Do you know what I mean? But then this one I've seen with the red, white, and blue, and it's like a black, like a matte black at the back of it. Looks really, really fucking smart. Really smart. But like you say, you compare that to the 1300 GS now. The 1300 GS don't look too bad. You know what I mean? So,
1250 is still the one to have, though, isn't it? Hey?
Yeah, 100%. I'd still have. Where is it? I'd still have that one. 100%.
Yeah,
100%.
Get one of those top box.
yeah.
Tell you in January when everyone arrives.
I have to keep Lizzie's spare arm in my top box or in my side pannier.
My spare arm.
If ever we get pulled up and the old bill want to have the old bill or the police, whatever the country you're living in, there was an occasion where I nearly had to show what was in my box and my pannier, and I'm thinking, fucking hell, I've got a spare arm in here. What are they going to say if I pull this out? So luckily Lizzie was doing something with her arm and they laughed about it, and it was all right. But yeah, it's definitely, especially when you think about that guy who had the suitcases on the what's his name bridge a little while ago. You know, I mean, Jesus Christ, what's going on? People would, yeah. So
how do you charge your arm up? What is it? I'm asking questions here that probably everybody's fucking thinking.
Oh no, I don't mind. I've got
that's good.
So
USB-C.
sorry, there's a charger there and an on and off switch.
Yeah.
There, and it literally plugs into the wall just like a your phone charger. But I need to get it adapted so I can put it on the bike.
So could you? Here's another question then. So could you plug it into, like, for example, put a USB and put that straight into your arm from the bike, and it just charging all the time, or not? Or does it need to be turned off to be charging?
So
it automatically turns off.
Yeah,
the arm automatically turns off when it charges.
I have to test. I've got to check with the company the actual voltages, because I'm not sure if a standard USB voltage and the electronics in this arm are compatible. The other strange thing with this arm as well is at certain times it decides to spin round for no apparent reason, doesn't it? So when Lizzie's on the bike, quite often she'll have to shut the arm off. Because, like, yeah, if you walk into a hospital or something, the arm starts spinning round. And
it goes like this. It goes, so it literally does that. Stop.
And it clamped onto things before. It's like we've been going around the shopping and it's clamped onto the trolley and she can't let go of it. And we're trying to get it off for an hour or two, and yeah, or just leave it clamped on it and walk away. You can't do that because it costs too much money. But it is pretty crazy, isn't it? Yeah. It does bring up a lot of laughs, I tell you. A lot.
To be honest, like I say, it's one of them now. It's a talking point, really. At the end of the day, you go somewhere, and don't matter where you are, somebody at some point throughout the night has got to come over, because I would, if I see you sat there and I was on a tour, I'd come straight over because I'm inquisitive, so I'd be like, fucking, how does that work? How does that charge? What's that do? How do you know you're doing that when you're doing that? You know what I mean? So it's a good icebreaker, I suppose. With you know, especially when you're going to be.
It's better that than people sitting there, and you've had this, and people sit there and sneer. What's the matter with her? You know, what's the matter with her? So she goes, She puts it in that mode and goes.
Yeah.
Or I'll just get up and leave it on the seat and walk away. I've got off the bike before and just left it on the handlebars and just walked off, and
Yeah.
people are like, what on earth's going on?
That'd be funny. That'd be funny with a glove on. You just walk off and the glove on the handle on the handlebars.
I do have fun with it though, don't I?
We do, yeah.
I don't get offended or anything. In fact, I think I've probably got a really dark sense of humour about it. So
yeah.
I don't get offended, do I?
No.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sometimes we're not.
We weren't when we was at the top of the cliff the other week, were we? In Cyprus.
We went to Cyprus. We went to Paphos. We went to Cyprus. What I don't want to say watch our latest video because that sounds so naff, doesn't it? Like you're, but
watch the latest video.
Watch the latest yeah. No, we got a little hire car. We was going to go on bikes. We was going to get a couple of bikes over in Cyprus, and the same old thing happened. No, we haven't got a bike for Lizzie. Lizzie don't want to sit on the back and be a pillion. She's a rider, so she wants to ride.
No, I don't mind getting on
no, you've done it.
I enjoyed it in Lanzarote, didn't I?
Yeah, we done it, but you didn't want to there.
No, it's too hot.
So we ended up hiring a little car, and it was called a Toyota Vitz. I don't know if anyone's ever seen it, but it's a tiny, tiny little car. It's got no power in it at all, you know. And Paphos, Exeter, it's amazing out there, mate. It's fantastic. So we get this car, and because I'm a little bit adventurous, I like to go off the beaten track and stuff. That's just what I like doing, you know. And honestly, we ended up this mountain in this stupid little car, and I won't spoil it, but even the 4x4s were turning around and going back as I'm going past them, trying to get up this mountain. And then Lizzie bailed on me.
I got out of the car, left him at the top of the mountain, and started walking away, didn't I?
She got and I'm left in the car.
As if you're going down on your own. I'm not coming with you.
On this dirt track. And there's a lot of, you'll see us swearing at each other. And it's real, it was really real. It was really funny. Hire company in Paphos. If it's for a car, okay, there is, I can't remember their name. I will send Exeter Rider. I'll send you the details. If it's a car you're after, we found a really, really excellent company. Don't charge you a lot of money, and what they say you pay, because a lot of them rip you off over there.
Just don't go for the Vitz.
Yeah, thanks, Crazy Legs.
You might have bottomed it out a bit.
Yeah, honestly, the trip in that was unforgettable, really. Yeah, Exeter Rider. I will send you that because they really are good, and we was recommended these people as well. And it's really affordable. I think we ended up getting this car for like £33 a day, which was like really, really good out there. The bigger companies will rip you off. On another note, yes, they do rip you off, mate. But we had a very, very good recommendation. I really looked around, and somebody there told me, and we went and see this company. I think they're either Polish or Lithuanian, aren't they?
Yeah, they're that Czech bar, weren't they?
Yeah,
bar,
but I'll send it over to you, Exeter. All right, I'll contact you on Instagram and send you the details. Highly recommend them. Really nice people. If you're going to hire a bike out there, by the way, I'd say be really careful who you're hiring off out there, because we went and had a look at some places, and the bikes are just around the back in a yard. It looks like they're repairing them every 5 minutes, and just wasn't convinced, were we?
There was that little one near the Friends bar.
They had a couple of Triumph Tigers. Was it Tigers? Yeah, which wasn't too bad. But we didn't hire a bike, so don't know. But car-wise, yeah, be careful if you're going to Paphos. And I will tell you as well, Exeter, I'll tell you where I went and see if you can go there, because it's a bit naughty, so you won't want to tell the car company, but it went off a lot of fun. Oh, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun. We're on dirt roads, sand, rocks. Just be careful and you'll be fine.
I think I found every swear word possible that day.
She did. And she got out of the car.
We have to watch the episode.
She literally got out of the car. Went, I'm getting out. That's it. I'm out. I'm like, right, okay.
Yeah.
So I didn't. in the end, I couldn't get up this mountain path. The only thing that could get past us was these, the 4x4 buggies.
Yeah.
With the massive tyres. They were shooting up past us, weren't they? So I thought they were struggling, and I thought, I ain't going to do this. No way. No way. What?
You got told.
I'm making myself out to sound better than I am because I'm a useless driver. I really am. But I just like going for it sometimes, and it gets you in trouble, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And it's the sort of place where there's no barriers on the sides and things like that. It's like you just turn a corner in Cyprus and you end up in the middle of nowhere on a rocky path, don't you? And then we ended up doubling back to find another way over to the other side of the island, and we end up on another path.
Yeah.
Another mountain range. And like the roads go from like a concrete slabs, literally like they've poured concrete slabs and put them all, you can see where they've shuttered them and put them all together, and they're all falling apart. And then it turns to rubble. And then there's like great big divots and holes in it, and like really bad.
It's just getting you ready for your fucking adventure. That's all it was doing, mate. That's all it was doing, just prepping you.
Then.
Right then, guys, we've been on an hour and 10 minutes.
Sorry if we went on too much.
Mate, it's been fucking brilliant, honestly. It's been really educational. It's been interesting. So, honestly, thank you. And from all of us here and the people on the side chat, good luck. And if you need anything, you've got my number. If I can help you, I'll help you. And I'm sure everybody else is in that mindset as well. If they can help you, then they can help you. Just have a good time.
We'll be following.
Yeah, we will. We'll be following the journey.
Yeah.
See if we're still married at the end of it.
Yeah. Be like,
I'm going to go, Charles. Nice to see you guys.
see you soon.
See you later.
See you later. Thank you.
Bye.
Right then, I'm going to say a quick few thank yous to people in the side chat. So we've got Slow Rider, Blake's Pipes, Lily, Exeter Rider, Ballatron. Mate, I'll be seeing you the weekend. Sub to his channel if you are already subbed. Like I say, anybody in the side chat, just look through the names, and if you like something, go onto the channel. If you like them, sub them. I'm sure they'll sub you back. So it all helps. It all helps. My good friends who are Kazar Moto, if you are sub to them, They have a really good channel in Australia, into the lollies and stuff like that. They do a lot of walk and talk rounds and all the rest of it. Really, really good channel. Jay, Crazy Legs on a Bike, I'll be seeing you the weekend as well, Mucker. Exeter Rider. We've also got Picos Paul. Cheers, mate. Really appreciate you coming on. I know you've on a bit of a difficult time at the moment with the family and stuff, but you know, photo with you and the family. Moto Tour Island. Andrew Arup. Nice to see you again, Mucker. Ray's Moto Life. Thank you and appreciate all the little bit of work that you did getting Neil that information as well, mate. Thank you, appreciate it. Simon Brackett, thank you, Mucker. Anybody else? Have I missed anybody? Slow Rider, Rev Bomb. I did see Rev Bomb. Touch 29 as well. Thank you, Mucker. I think I already said Lily. Ash Wright. I seen Ash Wright somewhere as well. I'm sure I seen Ash. And that is Andy GSA Tractor. And that is about it. So
I was going to say, I don't know if anyone who's on the side chat listening, or any of you guys are linked up with Bruce Teapot One in his clan, but there's a Scottish ride and meet in the middle of August, so I'll be there. So anyone who's going along on that, see you there. Sound.
You know, Peaky, the more popular you get, the longer that section is going to get, where you're going to have to thank people.
It's worthwhile because at the end of the day, you know, that without the lads and ladies in the side chat, we'd just be waffling to ourselves, wouldn't we?
10,000 subs.
Yeah. Well, the difference is, mate, I'll sit here and I'll read it and try and get everybody in. But yeah, honestly, guys, Neil and your missus, thank you for coming on. Martin, thanks for coming on. My moto, Phil, cheers, Muckat. Really appreciate it. Yeah, man. Like I say, and genuinely, guys, you know, I do say this: if you have got a spare Friday, if you have got a spare Wednesday, just let me know. Genuinely, because it helps me so much just to kind of have that one or two people say I can jump in this Wednesday. It just saves me. It kind of don't feel like I'm pestering people then. Do you know what I mean? So yeah.
And haven't been available until recently because it's been beautiful weather in East Anglia, and I've been on the bike. So
which is fair enough, mate. You know what I mean? I wouldn't knock anybody for that. I wouldn't knock anybody for that at all. But yeah, it's just nice to have like Martin did this week. I think he texted me Monday and just says I'm available Wednesday, and I was like, sweet, sound. At least then it just kind of helps me. I just got to start pestering people. But yeah, but like I say, everybody, you're more welcome to come on if you want to come on. You're always welcome. So, as usual, guys, if you can all stay safe, keep your family safe, and all do one thing as usual, please, just smile.